going on, everybody? How you doing? My name is Billy. This is Wing Boys, where we talk about life, sports, and spicy wings. Like I said, my name is Billy. I already messed up the intro, and gotta get used to that. So we're here. We're just gonna talk. We're gonna hang out, and we're gonna just try different spicy wings and torment ourselves and try and keep conversation while we're, fighting for our life. So I'm passing it over to my boy over here.
What's up? I'm Anthony. We're just gonna be talking about sports, life, just whatever comes naturally, and we're gonna try and survive through these hot wings. Cause
talk about our first.
Talk
about this sauce we did today.
So the sauce we got today is the Bravado Ghost Pepper Blueberry Sauce.
Yes, sir.
It's been seen on Hot Ones as one of the spicier sauces. So let's get into it.
Yes, sir. Cheers.
All right.
Plenty of flavor. Hurts.
Yeah. That's good.
So, if you like to see us in pain, hurt, and you want to find more sauce for us to suffer through, comment down below any sauce recommendations you have that you absolutely love or despise. So I want to start this episode off talking about...
I'm not going for the ranch yet.
Nah, I'm
not yet.
I'm no whip. So let's talk about some predictions for the next... Because we got the NBA coming, we got the playoffs, we got the NFL opening up soon. What's your call on the NBA? Let's start there.
Well, as of today, the Bucks just swept the Heat 4-0 in the series. They're moving on. I think the Nets are taking over the Celtics. Probably 6-game series. So it's going to be Bucks Nets in that matchup. And then for the other two, it's 76ers. They're going to wash the Wizards.
Think so?
I want the Wizards to win at least like one game. It's a long shot for them to win the series, but Westbrook's been on another level this season. But I want to see him do good. But the Sixers they're gonna take the series. And then for that other matchup, it's who is that in that other matchup?
I know it's the Hawks and Knicks.
Oh, it's the Hawks and Knicks.
Oh yeah, the Hawks.
I think the Knicks are gonna win it. The Hawks are up 2-1 right now. They got Game 4 in Atlanta soon, but I think the Knicks are gonna win it. I think the Knicks are gonna win it in 6. And then for the West, we got the Trailblazers Nuggets. They're playing right now. I think the Nuggets are too good to lose to the Trailblazers. Trailblazers they could take the series, but I think the Nuggets are gonna take it. They're up 2-1 in the series right now. It's the Nuggets series to lose. And the Lakers are going up against the Suns. The Suns, they're a great team this season. Love Chris Paul. But the Lakers are back at full strength. I don't see the Lakers losing this series. And if they do, listen, they had the championship last year. I'm happy about that. As a Lakers fan, I'm happy that they got that last year. But I won't be mad if the Suns win because I love Chris Paul. I want to see him do great. But I think the Lakers are going to win that series in 5 or 6. And then we got the Mavs Clippers. I'm surprised the Clippers won a game in this series. The Mavs, they've been so good. They've had no answer for Luka. Even in the game that the Clippers won, Luka had 44, 9, and 9.
Stop.
Like, you can't shut this man down. The only problem with that team is Kristaps Porzingis has to do more. You need more out of this man that they traded for like 2-3 seasons ago. They need him to produce more. But he's their second option. You got Tim Hardaway, you got Dorian Finney-Smith. Like, yeah, those are guys that are going to do good, but you need Porzingis to be that second option that you traded for him to be. But as far as Kawhi and Paul George, if they don't win it all this season, which I don't think they're even going to make it past the first round, they need to start looking inward and start trying to figure out what's going wrong. Because I've thought this for so long. Ty Lue is not a good head coach. He's a good superstar manager. I'll give that to him. Because when he was with the Cavs with LeBron, they won that championship not because Ty Lue was a good coach, but because he was a good manager of the people on that team. LeBron was the coach. But Ty Lue, he's not a good head coach. I don't know how he keeps being in the conversation of being a good coach. He's just not.
Do you think it's just the superstars around him making him look good?
Absolutely. You got on the clip. You got Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. They're two blockbuster names in the NBA, and you just have Ty Lue just kind of being thrown in the mix just because he's coaching these guys. Like, same thing with the Cavs. You had LeBron, Kevin Love, you had Kyrie. Like, you had big names on that team. It wasn't Ty Lue that brought them that far.
So I'm going to circle back to the NBA predictions, but would you feel that same argument with Bill Belichick?
No.
Do you think Bill Belichick is...
No.
Brady made him look good, or do you think Bill Belichick is just an amazing coach and a style?
I think it was just a perfect marriage. I think, as much as I hate to say it as a Jets fan, Tom Brady is a once-in-a-lifetime talent. He approaches the game different. He's been so good for so long, and he's still so good. He just won a championship at, what, 42?
He's just a brand new team, just undefeated.
Exactly. Bruce Arians' first championship. Like, it's... Tom Brady's good. I hate to say it, but he's good. And Bill Belichick, he's a great coach. Yeah, he coached the Browns in, like, the 80s, 90s. He wasn't great with the Browns, but with the Patriots, he had a chance to start again and prove himself again. And he did that. He just happened to have a guy like Tom Brady to help him prove this.
No,
Because even with Cam Newton this last season, they still went, what, like 6-10, I think?
Mm-hmm.
Like, they still had a decent season without Tom Brady. It's not... Bill Belichick is a good coach. Tom Brady is a good quarterback. That was a perfect marriage. Ty Lue is not a good coach. He just had a good system around him.
Definitely.
To help him succeed.
That's fair. So, my basketball, you're going to learn very quickly. My basketball knowledge is very limited compared to Anthony's. But, as a Knicks fan, I want to see them win. I want to see the Nets, who bought their team, get it knocked out. Realistically, I don't like super teams. I feel like I love competition. And just having all the same people on all the greats on one team, just ruins the fun of it. And just doesn't make it as good of a game. But you still have, like, the Kawhi Leonards and the Russell Westbrooks, who are just completely elites, trying to make the best with the team they got. I immediately bitched out, by the way. First thing I did was, like, I didn't even think of it. I was just like, it wasn't because I was, like, it was too spicy.
I was too in the zone in the NBA going off. I just forgot about everything that was happening. Yeah, no, I think it'd be so funny if the Nets don't win it all this season, and I don't want them to win. This isn't me being like, I want them to win, but I think it'd be so funny if they lose. Like, no, I don't want them to win.
I don't want to win.
James Harden didn't do shit for the Rockets this season, and then he gets traded, all of a sudden starts going off. I hate the hate that Kyrie gets for how he approaches basketball. He uses his platform to speak his mind, and he speaks the truth a lot. I love Kyrie. I love him when he was on the Cavs, fucking everybody up. He was just breaking ankles left and right, just taking names. He went to the Celtics. He started to use the platform more, try and be more vocal. I love that. He's on the Nets being more vocal. I love that. He's doing what's in his best interest with the platform that he has. I love what he's doing. But I just think it'd be so funny if the Nets don't win it all this season after they went all in to get KD and Kyrie and then trade for Harden and then they got Blake Griffin. I think it'd be so funny if they don't win it all this season.
No, I totally agree. So, probably should have said this at the beginning, but no time like the present. So I want to go down. We have actually some very common favorite teams.
Yeah.
So with NBA, mine's the Knicks.
Mine's the Lakers.
Yours is the Lakers, unfortunately, but we'll forgive you there.
Unfortunately, the fuck?
You know, we do have one common with the Jets. Sadly, we both are ride or die Jets fans. We've been there. Like, we were young when there was the Sanchez and the Pennington. So
how did he bring us to back-to-back AFC championships? I don't understand that.
It was like, you know what it is? The offense, like, we had such an amazing defense. Our defense was number one in the league. It covered up a lot of the mistakes our offense made, which we still have issues with. Our offensive line is garbage.
I'll go to the grave arguing that Revis is a top 3 or at the least top 5 cornerback all time.
I'm 100% on you. No, I agree. I think he just was out of practice and he was holding out for money. He was doing some greedy stuff, and it cost him. It cost him that level of greatness. So
listen, I never blame any of the players for doing that greedy stuff where they want more money because they're putting so much work into the game they're playing, into the craft. They want to be paid for it, and we got these greedy ass owners and GMs that want to keep the money for themselves and try and barter and be like, oh well, and yeah, they're getting paid millions of dollars. I understand, but they're doing what's best for them. They're doing what they need to do to take care of themselves and their families, and
no, realistically. Because, like, you put 5-10 years in the league, and then you have the level of CTE and all the other, like, horrible ramifications. No, I agree. I agree with you on that. I think it was unfortunate to see him come, like, the difference that made when he was like, yeah. Because he was Revis Island, then he became, like, Revis parking lot, Like, it was just really unfortunate.
Side note, celery is just a vehicle for ranch.
I'm up down on that. Where was I going with that? Speaking of people falling from grace, I want to talk about Timothy
Tebow.
Yes, sir, and Brandon Jacobs.
Is that even just named Timothy? So, I think Tebow had a good rookie season. He had that playoff game where he won it in OT against the Steelers. That was a crazy game. Since then, he's just been on a downhill slope of just talent, and I just don't understand why they're giving him another chance. Even at tight end, like you got guys like Terrell Pryor switched from QB to wide receiver. You got guys like Logan Thomas coming from college, switching from QB to tight end. Logan Thomas had a great transition, but that's because he came into the league as a tight end. Tebow, if he was training to be a tight end, sure, go for it. But he's in his 30s, coming into the league. I think it's just a big publicity stunt, and I mean that's kind of just how it is. Like Urban Meyer coached him in Florida. They got a relationship. I understand, but I don't. I think there's a lot of other guys that should have been given a chance to play on a team before Tebow.
I agree. It was definitely the name, like a team that put. What team put him on? It was the
Jaguars.
The Jaguars. I think they wanted a household name. They wanted someone to sell jerseys, sell tickets. I get that, but I also think he could be. There's some promise. Like you got to remember, he's a big guy.
Well, he's big now. He's training.
Yeah, but he was a running quarterback. There was he wasn't your average, stay in the pocket, chuck bombs. He most of his game was running. So I think he could be a promising tight end because he's just a big guy. He can body people. He can hold them down.
Yeah. And that being said, if you're going to give Tebow a chance to play, give Brandon Jacobs a chance. He said he wants to come back and play defensive end. He reached out to the Giants on Twitter. I love Brandon Jacobs. He was a big dude. Oh, fuck.
Oh, there it is.
Oh! He was a big bruiser running back, him and Ahmad Bradshaw. Love that duo. I think give him a fucking chance. If you're going to give Tebow a chance, give Brandon Jacobs a chance. God damn.
So my only thing with both of them is I'm seeing injuries on both. I'm going to call it now. Neither of them, if both of them go to play, they're getting injured before the playoffs.
Yeah, no.
10 games in.
They got to take care of their bodies. And nobody's doing it like Tom Brady. Tom Brady's taking his body like a fucking madman. He's in his 40s.
He can play. He can play for another decade. That man's an animal. As long as he doesn't get hit. As long as he has a good O-line.
Oh, that wasn't that bad. Alright, so just continue the conversation.
Yeah, we'll just go back to it. So I also want to talk about the MVP this year. Who do you think?
NFL?
In NFL.
Alright. Well, let's touch on NBA first because they at least have the nominees out, and then we can go to the NFL. NBA. The nominees are Nikola Jokic, Joel Embiid, and I think Dame Lillard is one of the other nominees.
You want to pull that up?
And I think, let's see. Oh no, it's Steph. Listen, man, Steph had an unreal finish to this season. I understand his case. Almost brought the Warriors to the playoffs without his right-hand man Clay. That would have been impressive. It would have proved a lot of the doubters wrong. But that being said, you have the case for Joel Embiid. Played so good for so long. Got injured. Ben Simmons took the load. And that's all well and good. But I think Jokic should be this year's MVP. Because he's been consistently good all season. Insanely good big man, passing, shooting, whatever you need him to do. And he lost Jamal Murray, his number 2. And he still kept it up, still kept the Nuggets with the number 2 seed in the playoffs, or the number 3 seed now. Because I guess the Sun and the Jazz hopped up to that 1 and 2 seed. I think Jokic deserves the MVP with what he's done consistently throughout the season.
It's a fair argument. Honestly, my other argument for Steph is just my love for him. He's a special place in my heart.
Yeah.
Steph Curry, that man is a shooter. Oh yeah, it's funny. It's killing me. But that man is a shooter. Have you ever seen one? Overall, he's like on the field, off the field, just a good guy.
Forgot it was a squirt cap.
Pause. That's just like so. My out of just no, I'm good, bro. Thank you. That's what I'm gonna say. Steph Curry deserves MVP, but I feel that every year, honestly. So I'll give you yours.
All right. Now on to the NFL. This is a bad idea. I don't know why I'm going for more chicken.
Let me best life, King.
This is way too early predictions, but I think this season's MVP is going to be Mahomes or Josh Allen.
Really?
I think year 2 with Stephon Diggs with Josh Allen, it's only going to keep getting better. Year 1, they had an incredible season. Stephon Diggs set a personal best for receptions in a season. I don't know about yards, but I'm pretty sure personal best, career best for receptions in a season. I think even franchise best for the Bills in receptions in a season. And you got Cole Beasley, who, goddamn, he's still playing, doing great in the slot. Don't know how he's doing that. You got Isaiah McKenzie and Gabriel Davis coming up in that second year. You got Dawson Knox. If this man Devin Singletary could be a good running back, then you have an even stronger case. But I think it's Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes getting his second MVP.
I'll put my hat in the ring for Mahomes, but I also would say Lamar Jackson. I think there was a lot going on with Brady and Mahomes last year. They were the big talks. I see Lamar Jackson.
But then Rodgers took it home last year, though.
You're right. But I think this is Lamar's year. I think he has, because he's another beautiful quarterback we have not seen the likes of since Vic. A running quarterback, a strong quarterback, just a monster.
Yeah.
So I think had a year to be set in. I think he's gonna really prove himself this year. I think he's gonna shut out a lot of the hate and really just prove a point this year.
I hear your argument. I do disagree, but I hear your argument. I understand what you're saying. You got that second year, that extra year to develop more as a passer. But the only reason I think he won the MVP when he did is because no team had an answer for him. They hadn't seen him play ever. So that first year was his first year as a starter. He was coming out on the field doing shit nobody had seen. They had no answer for it. Now he coming out in the second year, they have answers. They still went to the playoffs. They still beat the Titans, but the second year as a starter, they sort of had him figured out. So that's why he didn't have as strong of a case, even as a player, as a viable fantasy starter. I just don't think that he's going to be in the MVP race again until he can take that next step as a passer and have the weapons around him. It's not even, you can't even blame it all on him. Because you got Hollywood Brown's good, but I mean, he's not that big of a guy. He's a speedster, yeah. Lamar Jackson sometimes has some accuracy problems. You got, I don't know if they have Willie Snead anymore. I don't think they do, but they just drafted Rashad Bateman. If they can utilize Des Bryant more, not just put him in every once in a while, just give him an actual chance again, I think he could be a solid second option. You got Mark Andrews. Hopefully J.K. Dobbins has that second year jump. But I don't think Lamar Jackson is in the MVP race again until he takes that leap as a passer. And he may very well do that this season. But I'm not going to make the argument, at least not this way too early argument, until he does, until we see it.
That's fair. All right. So let's wrap it up with, because it's closer, let's talk about our predictions for the finals in NBA. Who do you think is taking it home? Who do you see? Who versus who?
So like I said, second round, we got the Sixers, Knicks, and we got the Bucks and Nets. I can honestly see it going either way for the Bucks or Nets. Obviously, there's a lot more anticipation for the Bucks to move on. I mean, the Nets to move on. But then you look at that Nets roster, and I mean, who on that team has an answer for Giannis? Because I mean, you have guys like Chris Middleton and Drew Holiday, who's a defensive lockdown. Like he will lock your ass up. It's incredible how long he's done it in his career. But I can see him locking up Kyrie to the best of his ability. Kyrie's still going to put in work. He's still going to do what he does. But, I mean, KD, he's not strong enough to contain Giannis and stop him. And I think if Giannis can take a majority of the load, and then as the series progresses, they can start utilizing the other pieces on that team and start kind of using Giannis as a bit of a decoy and getting the other people involved more, I can see the Bucks taking that series. But I can also see the offensive firepower of the Nets taking that series. Now you got the Sixers and the Knicks. I can see... Listen, I can see it going to a 6-7 game series, but the Sixers are winning it. The Knicks don't have anyone to really answer Joel or Ben Simmons at point guard. It's going to be, the Eastern Conference Finals is going to be Sixers and I think Bucks. I think that's going to be controversial a little bit, but I think it's going to be Sixers, Bucks in the Eastern Conference. And coming out of the East, I think it's going to be the Sixers. I don't know that Drew Holiday can contain Ben Simmons. I don't know that they have an answer for Joel Embiid at the 5. The West, second round prediction is going to be Mavs and Jazz, and then it's going to be Nuggets Lakers. I think Western Conference Finals is going to be Lakers Jazz. Yeah, Lakers Jazz. Because I don't think there's anyone on the Mavs that can contain Rudy Gobert. But then Mitchell's back now. They're only going to get better. The Western Conference Finals, it's going to be tough for the Lakers. But I can very well see the Lakers making the finals just as well as I can see the Jazz making the finals. So I think whoever wins out of the West is going to take it all.
So you're saying Lakers Sixers? My cut.
If it's the Lakers Sixers finals, I don't think Tobias Harris can contain AD or LeBron. Ben Simmons can do his best. I mean, they'll probably put Ben Simmons on LeBron, honestly, and then maybe Joel on AD. But then you also got Drummond, who's got to pick up the fucking pace. You got to get better for the Lakers if they want to win it all. I think whoever comes out of the West is going to win it all for the NBA.
Alright, so I'm going to give you a much less informed, very uninformed prediction because I don't have the same level of stats as Anthony. So I'm going to literally just pull two names. I'm going to say the Knicks are taking it because I need to tell myself that. And I think it's going to be Knicks Lakers. And because I'm just incredibly uninformed.
You're lucky I'm the only one down here.
Alright guys, thanks so much for watching the first episode. Comment down below what you like, comment down below what you didn't like. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe. If you have any hot sauce recommendations that you want to punish us with, be sure to leave it down below. Or you can DM me and Anthony at our @. I'm going to put him down here. Alright, I'll catch you later.
This is a bad idea.
And it was, but you know what? We're going to just keep on trucking.